It's time for another sea story with Mr. Durite. Take it away, Mr. Durite. I think they're ready for it.
Welcome back to Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite. In today's show, PCO Spider Brow. And that is PCO Spider Brow. Now you might be asking yourself, what the hell is a spider brow? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to tell you. Sit down, relax, kick your feet up. I'm finna tell you what spider brow is. PCO, Potential Commanding Officer. So we was on a PCO ops. Basically had a bunch of commanders trying to get qualified captain. That's what it is. And each one of them got a turn running the boat. Craziness, boy. I got like 10 or 12 stories just about just that one underway. But we only gonna talk about one, and this is gonna be real quick. Even though I can't tell a quick story, I'm gonna try to make this quick as hell. That was at the plot. It's dark. We just brought the PCOs on board. I mean, they just stepped foot on board because the BSP had just went down. The tugboat is moving away from the boat, and we repositioning, heading back to track. I'm on the plot and everything. It's dark. It's all the curtains up in control, and I'm over there in my little cubby hole plotting ship's course like I always do with my little red light on my head. And all of a sudden there's this person on the other side of the plot staring at me. And you know how you can feel somebody staring at you. You know when somebody's staring at you. Man, I knew somebody was right there, but like I'm looking down and I can feel their eyeballs burning a hole in the top of my head. Slowly I look up, and the first thing I see is spider brows. I mean, just like this. I swear no jokers was reaching at me doing like this, like, come here. It was a PCO. I don't remember the dude's name. Forever, till the day I die, I am going to call him Spider Brow. So he's looking at me, you know, face all scrunched up and everything, eyebrows all out there like this, and he says, "Quartermaster." I'm like, "Sir, what's our position right now?" I'm like, "Well, sir," and I point to VMS. I don't know if you remember last story we was talking about the $1 million Etch-a-Sketch, and I talked about VMS. So I'm at the plot, and VMS is right here. It shows ship position where we are on the chart. Now, true, I got the chart here, but that is instantaneous information. Time, speed, position, course, everything, all the information he needs. The captain's got another screen in his stateroom. It has that same information, and he looks at that to see what's going on because it's pretty damn accurate, right? You follow me? So I said, "Well, sir, here's our position right here. Here we are getting ready to regain track, blah, 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 blah." And he looks at me and he says, "I don't trust that information. That's old information. How long does it take for that position to get from GPS to VMS?" And it's hard to take questions like that seriously. And you don't want to be a dick when it comes to PCOs because they have the potential to be a captain, but they're not a captain. But now they big shit. They act like they big shit. And you can't talk to them any kind of way. So I kept that in mind. I said, "Well, sir, if I would have the time, the speed that the information comes from military GPS to VMS, I would have to say, half a millisecond." And he said to me, straight face, I mean, he was serious as a heart attack. Like, he just came off the street and then became a PCO. He says, "You know how much wiring that information has to go through? It's going to take forever for the information to go through there. So there's no way I can trust it." So by that time, because I didn't know what the hell I was going to say, I'm like, how the hell do I get myself out of this situation? So by that time, the real captain of the boat comes over and he says, "PCO Spider Brow, what seems to be the problem over here?" "Well, sir, I'm trying to get the position from the quartermaster, but he seems to not know where we are right now." Captain's like, "Well, I don't really believe that. Petty Officer is not a bad quartermaster." He says, "Why don't you just look right here on VMS and it'll tell you where we are and the position and everything, and that matches up with what he has on the plot." He said, and our captain was so cool. He says, "Look, if you ever need information like that, just look at BMS. I got one in my stateroom. There's one in the ward room. You can see all that information. Just don't bother my quartermaster. And for inside, I couldn't do this outside, but inside I was like, yes. Be gone. So like I said, I was gonna make this short, sweet. That's it. That's all. Spider Brown. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's some other stories, but boy, I don't even want to get into that. This is C Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite, and I will check y'all fellas and hopefully some women later. Alright? Peace.